Good morning. Good morning to this Q&A. Yes. So, hi Maheshji, good morning. So let's make this Q&A lively and interactive. So this Q&A is mostly about how was our last week, what we're going to do, what we have done, and how we want to plan the upcoming week. So before we can start, if you guys can come on camera, it's amazing. Or else you can just feel to start the session by thinking of a good news, reviving and revising what happened last week. And it's important that every week you do a check of what happened last week and how is it going for us and what do we want to do ahead. So every new journey only starts with feeling or recapping what happened already. Why do we have examinations in our school? Why don't we just keep progressing to the new standard? Is one of the reasons is if you can just sit down and revise how it was last year, then based on that, you can maybe redefine your upcoming journey. So with that thought, let's just think about a good news that we have, a good news that you felt last week coming in your way. Just take a moment. So good news is something that brings a smile to your face. Good news is something that changes your mood. Good news is something that brings your focus into the present moment, right? It's such a big science that usually our mind is seeking criticism, is seeking negativity, is seeking what is wrong. Why do you think that is? It's not that we are negative people. That's not really the case. Our brain is a device we used, our brain is the organ we used for saving ourselves, for securing ourselves. So when we find criticism or something that is out of normal, or we see negativity or something that is wrong, when we have a wrong centric mind, it's more because of survival mindset. Because isn't that true? We are all coming from animals. We were all animals previously. So as animals, we have to constantly be alert that what is going wrong, what is not normal, what is not natural. This way, we are able to survive much better. So I'm going to start by sharing my good news. So my good news of last week was I've been pursuing one department for my house. I've been, working towards that. And last week, I got many good connections that helped me move towards making this dream a reality. And how just by focus, things which were actually stuck, things which were actually looking very difficult started to change. And I was able to experience that just by my focus and my own intention, I'm able to change other people's mindset. So for me, that was an amazing, amazing experience. That's my good news. So if you also have your good news, you can share it in the chat, you can share it with each other. The more good news you share around you, it has a vibration. Your aura gets cleansed each time you get excited, each time you feel good, each time you allow yourself to celebrate that good things are coming to me. You have to constantly remind yourself that good things keep coming to me naturally and easily. So Mimansha has also shared her good news. My project got traction. The main authorities are again looking into the matter, and we have a chance to get closer to reach our target again. So fantastic. Mimansha, very good news. Keep it up. And I totally know what you're talking about. And that's an amazing feeling, isn't it? Just by thinking of the good news or sharing good news changes the mood and brings us into this present moment. So, hi Pooja, good morning. So, any of you wants to also share your good news, you can open your mic or put in the chat and use this platform, use this time we spend together to energize each other, to energize yourself. That yes, good news are easily coming to me, and I want to keep focusing on that. We want to keep moving away from this animal mindset that helps us from a survival point of view, which keeps us insecure, which keeps us guarded. And what's wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong? And we want to slowly shift that, wow, look at this amazing thing that's happening to me. Look at this amazing thing that's happening to me. And amazing, I'm enjoying this event that's happening to me. And you keep stacking those good news in your memory on top of each other again and again. And it keeps inviting people to give you more good news. It attracts more and more good news, right? So with this, along with the good news, if there's any other questions you have about your session, about last week, this is a good place. We can discuss about it. Some days you show up, some days you're not able to show up. You can definitely be doing the recordings. But most of the content that we share is unheard of. You'll not easily find the point of view that we have taken on this subject is very unique. Obviously, you experience it. And that helps us, that creates doubts and curiosities as well. So this is this place where we can answer those curious questions, why it's working, why it's not working. So Mimansha has another good news. You got a platinum gold bracelet. Wow. Congratulations. So this Dhanteras, you attracted that gold and that platinum in your life, energized metal. Very nice. Congratulations. Pooja has also good news. Pooja got a gold ring on Dhanteras. Congratulations, Pooja. So you have also done the right thing by energizing your gold, attracting that energetic gold in your life. Congratulations. Many, many congratulations. And one more good news from Mimansha is I'm able to do my meditations easily these days. And more people are surprisingly helping me in my journey. Great. Isn't that awesome? That feeling that you go into your inner world and your outer world shifts. So there is no real hard work. There's just so much of that real work. So congratulations, Mimansha, for experiencing this. Teenam has also a good news that sales automation is up and running. Wow. So Teenam is now going to the next level in her entrepreneur journey. She's automating things and moving towards that millionaire professional being. So congratulations. Very, very happy for you guys. And yeah, it's magic, right? It's totally magic. And we have this magic within us. So I want to start with one story that helps you explain more and more about how we move forward. So one more good news coming from Pooja. Got help on certifications to be done and got people to help me on my recruitment journey. Wow. Kya baat hai. That must feel amazing, Pooja. Really, really happy for you. Congratulations. Especially when you're starting something new and you get help. That feels like universe is giving you a sign, isn't it? So many congratulations to you. Keep it up, all of you guys, and keep sharing and just experience within you. One shift of thought can bring so much of energy. So keep it up. And that's how we want to also live. So yes, money meditations are actually giving us these surprises, helps, and good news. Yes, totally. Like I totally love money meditations. I'm sure you're also enjoying these sessions. The way they've been planned, each time you hear it, they will make a shift. They will keep making a shift, and it can never go out of fashion, or it can never be repeated, or it can never be oh, I know this already. You can never feel that about this, because these are all based mostly on common sense, universal truth, general knowledge, and most importantly, psychosomatics that tickle the brain. You need to constantly keep your brain in the curious state. Like, how can this knowledge help me in my project? You want to keep helping the brain make that connection. Yeah, I'm going to help you soon by sharing you one story as well. But just to speak a little bit more on this, that these money meditations that we are doing, each time you repeat it, you start to become more and more connected to it. You start to become more and more confident about it. You become more and more aware about these truths and accept it like a truth. That is so important. It's not that we just want to have theory. Theory doesn't help us. Like, for example, now we know gravity. We're very sure about it. Now we know that if we touch something black color, we're going to get black color in our hand. These kind of physical experiences, we know if we touch something hot, we're going to get burned. So we know it and we act accordingly. Same way, we know that if we're going to curse someone, if we're going to say something bad, the other person is going to get, it's going to get angry, right? These things we know. That when we go to the temple, if we pray with an open heart, the chances of that coming true is higher. We know these kind of things. And when we act accordingly, when you start knowing these universal truths as well, that where you focus on is what is going to grow, what is your self-worth, is your net worth. And with your energy, you can attract anything. With your intention, you can create and manifest anything. When you start living with this universal truth, you can really start bending reality. And that is what these sessions are all about. So do it once, twice, thrice, as many times. I can guarantee you, each time you will find something that's unique. All right. And this comes to my story for today. I want to share with you. I want to share with you about these two girls, these two twins. So twins, usually the image that comes to our mind is twins are identical twins. So they must have so much in common, and they share the same genes, they share the same birthday. So in astrologically, they should actually have same lives. But this is where it gets interesting. So one of the twin, the first twin, let's call it 1 and 2. So one of the twin was a very positive person and was a very optimistic person. So even if she will fall while riding the cycle, she will laugh about it. Even if she gets low marks in exam, she will take it like, okay, now I need to learn on this subject. So she had a very optimistic approach in life. And this is based on a true story. So pay attention. And the other twin, her sister, was born in the same day, in the same family, in the same circumstances, had a very pessimistic approach towards life, where she would always doubt people around her, but she would be very pessimistic about the world. And she would feel that the population is growing so much. Oh my God, we're going to have scarcity of food. The economy is going down. And she will always keep thinking about that. Even while growing up, if a teacher would, scold her or will tell her something that is not correct, she would get so depressed and so worked up that I am going wrong and my life is not going to happen. And if I don't make the right choices, it's going to be difficult. She always kept putting so much pressure on herself. Even when they were in college and they both had boyfriends. So the first girl who had an optimistic point of view, even if her partner would take her on simple dates or they would go to simple places, they would enjoy so much. But the girl with a pessimist point of view, they were not able to really enjoy anything that her partner would do for her. The gifts were always too small, too cheap, or not useful, or how could you do that? You don't know me. And constantly putting pressure on the other person that you're not able to impress me, you're not able to make us enjoy any location they go, any vacation they take. It's just not enough. It's always comparison. This pessimistic point of view doesn't allow us to live. And that's what actually happened. So as these girls started growing more and more, the optimistic girl, she was able to find a job in a different city. She was able to travel carefree. She was able to make a new life, a new identity for herself. And this girl lived to be more than 80 years old. And the girl who is pessimistic, who was so always on guard, checking, asking questions, criticizing, so much always um, particular about the minutest things in a critical way, being very obvious about her dislikes. She passed away in her 50s. So this comparison is very, very important. Two girls born in the same house. So you cannot blame your environment. Environment does not have any effect. Both the girls have the same environment when they're growing up, the same childhood, the same parents. So we can easily stop blaming our parents, our school, our friends used to tease us, or the neighborhood we grew in, or the education system, or the culture, or the family we belong to. Any of those blames and complaints we have, we can just look into this one simple story, that the two girls were having the same childhood, the same parents, the same family, the same house, the same environment, the same school. But they both chose to experience that in a different way. And as they grow, the people they come in contact with, they choose to experience that in a different way. And based on that experience, they started designing and developing their life. So it's not about the people whom you hang out with, the network you create. It's not just based on only that. These are, of course, factors, but they're not so much of a factor as your inner reality. So a person who was optimistic was able to grow, go to new places, create a new identity, and survive much better than a person who was always in doubt and also invited sickness in her life, and of course pain and suffering, and that kind of not a thriving lifestyle, mostly survival, just survival, because she's focused on survival. If you're focused on survival, then constantly you're going to feel the threat of the world. If you're focused on thriving, you're going to feel the abundance in the world. This is a very important value we want to keep within us, that what we are focusing on is going to grow, because our brain cannot distinguish between what is good, what is bad, what is amazing, what is important, what is rich. It doesn't understand credit card. It doesn't understand BMW. It doesn't understand first class flight. It doesn't understand a 5-bedroom penthouse. None of that. It doesn't understand Gucci, Armani, nothing. It only understands your focus. If you are focused on something, it will multiply it. It will keep multiplying it. So this story, I want you to keep it very dear to you. It's not about your environment. It's not about your genes. Both the girls are born in the same family with the same genes. So how come they died on different age? It's not about your astrological sun sign. They're born on the same birthday. Then how come they had different fate, different destiny? It's not about the people you are with, not your network. They can only influence you very little. It's about how you experience that network. It's not about anything. The whole point that we are on this journey, on the spiritual journey, is because we are spiritual beings. We are using our spirituality in this moment to attract money, which is just a medium. There is no money. There is no money in the world. We have 10 times more money than we had 50 years back. Just think about it. So money is just growing. There are more millionaires we had than we ever had. Money is just flowing. So if it's not flowing to us, it's not the economy's problem. Yesterday, I heard in one interview where a lady was so skeptic about this new economy, this new economy. She was, of course, from US. So there's a big thing going on in US about their economy going to crash, or there's such a dilemma going on. And she was so skeptic that in this new economy, how can we start a new business? In this new economy, how can we grow? And she was constantly talking about that we should not take risks. We should be very, very, very conservative in our approach. And does it really matter an entire country's economy for that single person? Does it really matter? Does it really matter if something happens for millions of people? And for your single individual journey, does it really matter? How much money do you really need? There are 5 trillion, there's 5 trillion rupees in our country right now. We have a 5 trillion economy, they say. So there's, of course, come and go, but 5 trillion economy. Out of that 5 trillion rupees, how much do you really need? So you want to start to imagine that how we can change our life just by our approach and our mindset, and not give our power away. We don't want to give our power away to economy, to competition, to our audience, to people around us, to our family, to the government, to anything. Anything that comes to your mind that you feel is taking away your power, you need to stop. That no, that is not going to impact my growth. When we had World War, imagine World War. This one fact, in the World War, millionaires became billionaires. Not everyone, of course, but millionaires were able to transcend to new levels of wealth that was ever even imagined. After World War, the world has really started getting developed. Just think about it. A city in Gujarat got plague few years back, and after plague, this city, of course, Surat, after plague, that city had to redevelop itself, and it's turned out much better than what it used to be. When Gujarat was hit with an earthquake, after that, it has developed 10 times more than it ever developed in the last century. So just understand the way of the universe, that if there is a challenge coming to us, if there is an adversity we are facing, it doesn't really mean that we are blocked. It only means that energy is available, and if we overcome this, we can easily go to higher energy. Right? So this mindset is what we're going to talk and imply in our session today. So I want to come to an amazing topic which I wanted to discuss with you guys, was about the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. And after this short sharing, we're going to go into a money attunement. So stay till the end. Today in our money attunement, we're going to go into that zone. How can we make people around us go from a no to a yes? Isn't it? Like, if more and more people say yes to what we demand, definitely life becomes more abundant, easy, successful, right? But how do we do that? Usually, naturally, because of all these temples, I'm not criticizing, But I'm just trying to point out that we are creatures of habit. Whatever habits are shown to us, we keep on doing. So one of the reasons why we do money meditation every morning is to start creating new habit patterns, because it's so difficult to break old habit patterns. So with our temples and even our schooling system, we've been trained that if we need something, we need to pray for it. We need to ask for it kindly. We need to, you know, just kind of plead for it. That pleading has become such a symbolic in our brain, in most of our brain. I'll not be general here, but in most of our brain, that pleading is going to get our way. So let's talk about, does that really work? Is that really the way? Or can we have a more beautiful, more energizing way, more powerful way? Because the politicians who are guiding us, they're not pleading with us, but they seem to get everyone to say yes to them. The celebrities who are working on cinema or on the big screen, they're not really pleading with us, but somehow everyone agrees to whatever they say. So there's a different science that is going on. And this we're going to tap into today. I'm going to bring it into a subconscious like a seed. Every Saturday, we're going to have this Q&A. So you put it in a calendar. Every Saturday, we're going to start putting these seeds that eventually will start to flower and we will not even realize. And we just transform. All right. So these are mastermind sessions. So, and these recordings are going to be available for the unicorns even later. So you want to make sure you also ask your questions, whatever you have, make use of this live interaction we have. The more energy you give, I can just multiply that and bring it back. Yeah, so you can make definitely full use of it. So